Okay, hello everyone, Robert the Robot Maya here, back. You might be wondering why I haven't made a video in so long when I said I'll be making a crap ton of videos. Well, it's been kind of hard, because, let's be honest, 2020's not been the best year. I mean, if you've been living under a rock, and you don't know what the hell's been going on in the world recently, the world's gone to shit. We have a virus that's causing mass chaos of toilet paper losses and food losses, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, Australia's screwed. uh, we're not in a good situation at the moment, and everyone's in quarantine at the moment. We're not allowed out of our houses. Well, we can, but we're not. Everyone's gonna get sick, and everyone's wearing like those mask things to protect themselves. Which, congratulations. And we can't go certain feet around each other. We're only allowed to be in groups of two now, because that's a thing. This year has been quite crappy. Not only because of COVID-19, but mainly the main reason that's this year's been ruined for me is, as in case you don't know, or if you do know, or you just know me, I'm a massive fan of Doctor Who. Doctor Who's dead. That show got killed off quite fast. Because they're bit on the entire show, so the last 50 plus years or so is no longer canon. Anything that's happened is dead and ruined. So that's just great. My childhood show, that the one person, the Doctor who I've been inspired of since I could remember. Yeah, no one can do that anymore, because I can't believe in the show anymore, because the show's dead. So that's fun. So as of this point in time, anything that was Russell T Davies, or I can't remember the other guy I did. Russell T Davies and can't remember the other guy's name. But those two, they're fine. But this new guy, nah. Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. Although I like Jodie Whittaker, she's an amazing actress, and all the actors on it are amazing. It's just, there's so many things in that show that's ruined the show for me. Like, although I like Jodie Whittaker as an actress, I hate her as the Doctor. That's just my opinion, okay? You can fight me on it if you want. I just don't like Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. Like, she plays a good Doctor, don't get me wrong, but she's not the Doctor. She's just, I don't know the right words for it, but she is a good Doctor. It was a risk making the Doctor female in the first place, but they did it well. They played it off, and I do like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, but she's just not the Doctor to me. But if you've seen the new season of Doctor Who, which is that's 10, 11, 12, season 12, then, and you've seen the last episode or so, you'll know why I hate it so much. And if you're a fan of Doctor Who and have been a fan of Doctor Who, I'm guessing you guys would hate it as well. Although there are people out there saying that it's a masterpiece in Doctor Who history. No one could have saw it coming. I don't know. Look, I'm going to put spoilers here. If you haven't seen season 12, haven't seen the final episode of season 12 or season 11, which is where this Timeless Child stuff began. If you haven't seen it, skip past this if you want. Or you can just click off the video, that's fine. I just need to get my opinions out there, because it genuinely hurts my soul. But I'm gonna get a little frustrated here, so stay with me. Everything about this season was just pure garbage, and so politically correct to the point where it just killed the show. Because look, I'm all for gay relationships and people liking their own gender and transgenders, all that. I'm fine with all that. You do what you want to do. You like who you like, right? I don't like the fact, though, that Doctor Who is pushing that in my face every 2 episodes. Because to me, I'd like seeing that there's gay couples in Doctor Who. I like it, right? Captain Jack, right? For example, Captain Jack Harkness, right? He, John Bowerman, who plays, Captain Jack Harkness. He's gay. His character's gay. Well, his character's not gay. His character's, is he bisexual? I'm not sure he's bisexual or not. But he likes all genders. I think it's bisexual. But, like, his character was good, right? That's fine. These little things of, like, gay relationships and stuff like that. That's That's fine. But I don't like the fact that in every episode, or like nearly every episode of season 12, has had some sort of lesbian relationship, some sort of gay relationship, or having some sort of gay character in it. There's no need to have that much, stuff in it. Like, again, as I said, I'm all for gay relationships. That's fine. But I don't want to be pushed in my face every 10 minutes of each episode just to show that the character's gay or not. And that it's just so politically correct that it's not Doctor Who at this point. It's just whatever the hell it is now. Right? I don't like it at all, but that's just me. I don't like how they just push it in my face constantly. But I guess that's something I can't do or work with, I should say. Another thing that killed the show for me, although I love the actor and I love the character, the Master was freaking brilliant. He was amazing. He's probably the best Master we've had since, what's his name? Shiver. I can't remember the other Master with David Tennant. Crap, I can't think of what his name is. But the one we had with David Tennant, he was a really good Master, right? The one who was with David Tennant made a cameo again in season 10 with Peter Capaldi, with Bill and Missy. That Master was bloody amazing. I don't know the actor's name who does it in the new one, but I just know him because Iron Fist. If you've seen the Netflix series Iron Fist, you'll know where I'm coming from. He plays the Master fantastically. He's loony, he's crazy, he's insane, and that's what makes that Master amazing. And he's just comedically just brilliant, right? That's just my opinions. Again, don't get angry at me if you don't feel the same way. These are just my opinions of what's going on. But they killed him. They killed everything I liked about the Master after the final 2 episodes in the show. The Timeless Children, I think was the name of the final episode, was it not? Timeless Children. That episode was pure, in simpler terms, was pure bullshit, right? It was not a good show. It was just whatever the hell it was. They bitcoined the entire show. They killed for me, right? They killed a fan base in, a single episode by making the last 50 so years not canon. Like 50 plus whatever years we are onto now, not canon anymore. They made the first Doctor could be the 100th Doctor for all we know, and that the whole point of the Doctor was that she has a certain amount of lives, therefore it has risks, right? With David Tennant, when he was severely upset and not wanting to regenerate, he had 1 life left. Matt Smith, that was it, he had 1 life left. But at the end of Matt Smith's run, the Time Lords gave the Doctor more lives, right? Then the risk was gone. He has 30 more lives. Although he still didn't want to regenerate, he wasn't that scared to regenerate as he was with David Tennant or Matt Smith. Because Matt Smith knew that was it, that was his end, so he was at peace. But with Peter Capaldi, he didn't want to regenerate because, I can't even remember the reason why. It's just, it was a good season anyways. But, it's just, there's no fear to it anymore because the Doctor now has unlimited lives. The Doctor isn't even Time Lord. He, whatever. What was a she first, wasn't it? In when he was a child and the thing. We didn't know the backstory. The whole point was the Doctor was mysterious, right? All we knew was that he was man of the box, running away for time and space, had companions like Susan, for example, who's goddaughter. No, it wasn't granddaughter. I think it was his goddaughter, something like that. Susan was there, anyways. Susan and him ran off. They went through time and space. They had journeys with Susan's teachers. That's how it all started, right? Now, it's gone from the first Doctor could be the 100th Doctor, or the 200th Doctor, or maybe even the 1000th Doctor that there's been. We don't know how many Doctors there's been now. All we know is that the first Doctor is the chick we met early in the season who found out was the Doctor as well. We don't know how it happened, but there's another Doctor out there now. So therefore, there's no longer no longer 14 Doctors. There's however many there's been. And it's not great. It's very, very dumb how I did that. I don't like the fact that they just got rid of all this lore of the Doctor. Showing the Doctor's parents, for example, that was... You shouldn't have done that. We don't need to know the Doctor's backstory. We don't want to know the Doctor's backstory, yet here we are. We now know who the Doctor's parent was. The scientist who killed, well, her adopted daughter numerous amount of times to gain unlimited lives for the Time Lord race. And that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And like I said, I like the Time Lords. The Time Lords are an amazing race. They're all this whole almighty civilization, and now they're not. They're just people who use science to give them 13 lives, 13 regenerations, and it's dumb. And can we just put it out there as well? Who the hell is the Omega then? If you're old school Doctor Who, right? If you know old school Doctor Who. My question to you, who the hell is the Omega then? The Omega was the original Time Lord, right? So we had Rassilon, who was in Time Lord government, shiver, me timbers, sorry, but in Time Lord government for so long, and then we had the Omega, who was basically a god to the Time Lords, right? He was, I'm pretty sure if I can remember this correctly, was the original Time Lord, right? Like the original Time Lord. What the hell happened? The original Time Lord was no longer Omega. That's no longer canon because the Omega has lives. So that means that, like, this is how I'm seeing it, right? The Omega was the original Time Lord. The Omega had a certain amount of lives, just as the thing. And we found out the second time we saw the Omega, because we saw the Omega in the Three Doctors originally, then he appeared again with Peter Davison. But when he appeared again with Peter Davison, he was Peter Davison. When he took off the mask, it turned out he was the Doctor. But it wasn't actually the Doctor, it was just, you know. But does that mean that the Omega is now the Doctor? Is that like that? This is my little fan theory out here, right? Does that mean that the Omega is now physically the Doctor? Because if that's the case, why? It means somewhere among the series now the Doctor's going to become evil and try and take over all of Gallifrey. Go back in time to where Gallifrey all started and start new. That's how I think it's going to play out. But if not, who the hell is the Omega? If he's not the original Time Lord, and that the Doctor is now this original Time Lord who regenerated numerous amount of times because his mother killed her constantly over and over and over and over and over till she got the power she needed, and then she tested on herself and she regenerated and gave it to all the other Time Lords to become basically these immortal gods who look over time and space. It's just, it just killed, again, a whole new section of Doctor Who. All these characters that we saw in Doctor Who were like Time Lords. So that's the Master, bloody the Doctor, Rassilon, bloody Omega, that other chick who was like the Master but wasn't the Master, and like the Mime, the Monk, all of them. They're just no longer canon the Time Lord thing, because all of them aren't actual Time Lords. They're normal people who just got experimented on. Well, not experimented on, just been given powers from this alien that came from a different universe. And the Doctor is no longer Time Lord. She might have two hearts, but she's not a Time Lord. She's another alien from this other planet. And that gets on my nerves quite a lot, because we're going so much into the Doctor's backstory that it's stupid. And at the end of the show, she gets locked up by the Judoon. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And all the Time Lords now are Cybermen. So they're the Cyber Lords, or whatever the Master called them. And that is just, it's so dumb that they just, I don't understand why the BBC, right? Doctor Who, one of the BBC's greatest shows that they've ever created, is now whatever the hell it is now. It's just bad, man. It's bad, okay? And I know the BBC is giving it full support and all the support over it, and they can do that if they like, but you're going to lose viewers. You're going to lose a lot of viewers, and a lot of people won't be watching next season because it's not Doctor Who. It's whatever this guy wanted to make it. So it's either this doesn't become canon, it's all a lie, or this is what I want to happen, right? Because the Omega is apparently the original Time Lord. I want it to be the Matrix just being the Omega, having a go at the Doctor through this Matrix thing, and it turns out the Master, not the Master, is actually Omega, blah, so on, so on, so on. I'm hoping that this happens because I don't want this being canon, although it is now canon, and the Time War was no use for it because the Time Lords weren't even needed. The Daleks just wanted, whatever the hell they wanted to kill the Time Lords now. It's literally all it is at this point. The Time War, there's no point for it, and all this lore, the 5 Doctors and all that, there's no need for it. And it watching the episode hurt me. It did. It really did. As a fan of Doctor Who, it genuinely hurt me. And I'm not happy about how it turned out at all. But that's just me. So, without out the way, there's a lot of things of this season I just didn't like, but the main one was just the final episode of Doctor Who. I did like John Bowerman coming back as Captain Jack. That made my day. I was really happy seeing him come back. Especially him with the Graham, him and Graham. That was the best thing ever. If you've seen the episode, you know what I mean, because I don't want to spoil it. But with him and Graham, that made me laugh. I was really happy seeing that. I'm not happy with how the season went. I'm really not. This season really, really bugged me. I don't think I'll be watching Doctor Who anymore, genuinely. I might come back and watch it, I don't know, but from now on, I don't care, not until this guy's gone, because he doesn't know anything about a Doctor Who, and if people say he does, then keep this in mind. If you think it's okay to get rid of the last 50 plus years of lore, and you're supporting him on that, and you call yourself a Doctor Who fan, you should be ashamed. I'm just saying that because all these writers that put their time and effort into making an amazing story and giving this character so much depth with all these spectacular things happening to him, none of that counts anymore. All this lore, all this time, all this effort, all these people putting their lives into the show, doesn't matter because it's all been wiped. Keep that in mind if you think that this is okay. But yeah, I just also want to say, because I know there's going to be people who might watch this and disagree with me on everything that's happened. I'm going to just say it now. Comments have been permanently disabled. Now, that's not me. YouTube's made a thing that if you can't get, you have to have, if you want to get monetized and stuff, you have to be like a child-friendly channel. My name's been put down in the child-friendly channel, so this channel's now apparently child-friendly. With that being the case, that means to save minors and help children out, this can no longer be commented on or anything like that, which is dumb. I don't like that. It's removed all my comments on all my videos, and all the ideas I had no longer can be done, which sucks, and I can't get rid of it because it's too late. It's a child-friendly channel now, so I can no longer put comments back on, which is the dumbest thing that YouTube's done. And there's a lot of things that YouTube has done which has just made me really bothered about. Now, before I do end this video, there's some things I just want to quickly talk about. Oz Comic Con. Now, with the COVID-19 outbreak and there's no longer social events anymore, Comic Con has been moved till November, from what I can remember. So in November will be my Comic Con vlog. I will still do my cosplay video like what I did last year. I'll still be showing that. So have that. The costume itself should hopefully arrive in a couple months. They're just getting it ready, but all is well, and I've got ideas for it, so I'm going to be making my modifications like what I usually do. I'm hoping it turns out alright, because it was a pain in the ass to get into Australia, but it's okay. It's apparently just being made, and it's on its way, so that is good. Oh, bloody hell. And there's nothing I want to quickly say. If you do follow my Twitch or my gaming channel, I did a stream today, talking about, I was doing my normal stream that I've been usually doing, but I just wanted to put this out there. I'm thinking if I can set it up, I might do a charity stream this year. So that will be around Christmas, but I'm thinking about doing it because I can figure out how to set it up. So if you guys want a charity stream, I'll put my Twitter, I now have a Twitter for this channel, so if you want to ask me questions, since I can no longer get comments on this video, I'll put my Twitter in the description. But if you want to check that out, feel free to check that out. And yeah, that'll be that. So without further ado, that's mainly it. That's wanted to mainly rant about Doctor Who because it's genuinely made me angry and I needed to get all that out there. So yeah, but I'll be back. I'll still be making videos while I'm in quarantine because I've got nothing better to do. So yeah. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video and all is well. So I will see you guys next time I see you, which hopefully will be in a couple days if all is well. So yeah. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. See you later, fellas. Or guys, or gals, whatever you want to be called.